Look at Thursday morning South Central. We've got some sunshine in the forecast. Of course, we are seeing some cloud coverage to start off the day, and that's all thanks to that incoming system to our south that will bring some spotty to isolated showers near Homer later this evening, as well as additional rain out towards Kodiak as we head through the afternoon hours. But you can see a live look overlooking as you head out towards Eagle River. You can see Sleeping Lady off in the distance. Not much in the way of cloud coverage for at least inland areas of South Central. We've got a gorgeous day in store for us. We're going to be talking about those temperatures today, once again warming back into the lower 50s. This will be our third consecutive day of seeing those highs in the 50s and our fourth so far this season. Of course, we did see that record high back on Saturday when we saw a high of 57 degrees. Notice the temperatures this afternoon or this morning currently sitting at 42. Now the airport is reporting overcast skies, but looking outside you can see we've got more in the way of partly cloudy conditions across the Anchorage Bowl. 45 in Fairbanks, 46 in Juneau. You can see along the slope those temperatures in the teens, even out towards western Alaska as well as the Aleutians. We've got those temperatures sitting near or above freezing. In fact, many areas across the state this morning hovered near or above freezing. That's a sure sign of not only springtime warmth building into the state, but meaning we're also fixing to really begin to see breakup get underway across Alaska. That day planner showing temperatures today. Going to be a nice day to get outdoors. Just a light jacket needed with those temperatures expected to warm back into the lower 50s. Much like we've been dealing with the past few days, we're going with a high of 51 degrees, but don't be surprised if we see those afternoon highs anywhere from about 50 to 55 degrees. Of course, East Anchorage warms about 3 to 4 degrees warmer than the airport. Into the valley, we'll see those mid 50s. The cooler locations for South Central will be out towards the Kenai, where we will hold on to a bit more cloud coverage, and we're already seeing those clouds increasing this morning. Still holding on to that ridge of high pressure, though, in the eastern Gulf of Alaska. That's actually posing some problems for southeast. We'll get to that here in the next couple of slides. But as far as what we're dealing with statewide, not much going on. We do have that ridge that's influencing a large portion of mainland Alaska. And then we have that large sprawling area of low pressure that continues to build through the Bering. That is keeping some areas of wintry mix out towards the Aleutians as well as through southwest Alaska. More so light rain expected. That wintry mix or snow is occurring through the overnight hours into the early morning as those temperatures drop down near freezing. Now there is a blizzard warning for the central and eastern Beaufort Sea coast. That is primarily for our winds gusting up to 45 miles per hour and seeing that visibility dropping down to less than a quarter of a mile at times. That continues until 10 p.m. Tomorrow evening. Outside of that, there's no significant weather or immediate weather that is impacting the state. Notice that ridge we've been talking about really taking hold across a large portion of mainland Alaska from south central to southeast and extending through parts of the slope. Now this is this ridge not strong, so we're not going to see crystal clear skies, but we will hold on to anywhere from mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies from south central through the interior, even out towards southeast. As far as the Aleutians, you will continue to see, though, those areas of wintry mix as well as temperatures remaining in the upper 30s and lower 40s. But that high pressure is going to continue to lead to that sunshine. We're going to stay on the drier side outside of the immediate coast near Homer as well as Seward. You'll begin to see the possibility for some isolated showers later this evening. Kodiak also seeing additional rain. Of course, you'll catch a break later today with heavier activity expected to return to the region as we welcome in your Friday. So for our solar forecast today, you can see again starting off this morning with right around partly cloudy skies. We'll gradually see those mostly sunny conditions return through the afternoon hours. Soak up that sunshine, get outside, go for a bike ride. Now clouds will increase tonight. We're going to see anywhere from about partly cloudy to mostly cloudy conditions for inland areas of South Central, and this is due to that system that will bring some light rain showers out near southern parts of the Kenai. Not expecting to see any rain for inland areas outside of the possibility for an outside chance for a spot shower, but I think most locations will stay on the drier side outside of the southern parts of the Kenai. Now, speaking of southeast, that ridge of high pressure, we've been really spoiled with that sunshine, not only this week, but into last week as well, and that is posing some problems. Not only are we talking about unusually low snowpack for parts of southeast, but we're beginning to see that drier conditions building into the panhandle. You can really see areas from Cake southeast through Ketchikan holding on to those abnormally dry conditions. Now, while this is not a problem right now, now, if we continue to see a drought beginning to form for parts of southeast, that could pose problems as we welcome in the summer, meaning that we're going to begin to see many of those water reservoirs beginning to lower, and you'll likely have to see many locations transition to some diesel powered. So certainly going to continue to monitor that situation. No significant rain is in the forecast for southeast, although we will begin to see some scattered activity building back into the panhandle as we welcome in next week. For today, though, you can see sunshine continues for south central, southeast, through parts of the interior. In fact, speaking of the interior, we've seen those highs warming into the 50s and the 60s. And looking at the Nenana Ice Classic, that tripod likely will go out here over the next couple of days. The ice already beginning to rot. We're beginning to see some of that water move as well. In fact, the river has begun to open up downstream, so we're going to, or upstream. So we're going to likely see that tripod tilt here over the next couple of days. Last year it went out right around May 8th. This year it will likely go out a week to a week and a half earlier than what we did see last year. But there's that incoming rain for Kodiak overnight into your Friday. Expect some of that heavier activity, and then you can see those coastal showers continue as well. But no significant weather is expected for a large portion of south central. We'll really hold on to that chance for some rain and breezy conditions from the Aleutians, southwest Alaska through Lake and Peninsula, coastal regions of the Kenai, and then eventually out towards southeast, you'll see that rain arriving as well as we welcome in next week. So limited rain chances inland. Coastal rain returns this evening, and then you can see it kind of lingers through the first part of the weekend. But again, inland areas, just some spotty activity at best is what we can expect, and that's likely just going to be for at least northern tier of that band of rain, which could impact areas out towards Hope. But as far as the valley into the Copper River Basin, likely staying on the drier side. That avalanche forecast, like we've been talking about all week, remaining considerable. We're at that time of the year where we'll likely continue to hold at considerable due to the melting snow and that increasing risk for some wet avalanches. Now, one thing to keep in mind, even if we see some snow still in those mountains as we welcome in May, the Chugach Avalanche Center is winding down operations and will issue the last avalanche forecast Friday, I do believe, April 28th. As far as April 28th, so as we welcome in the first part of next week. My apologies there. 51 degrees will be the high today in Anchorage, 63 in Fairbanks. It's going to be gorgeous through the interior. You can see Nome, expected to see some isolated scattered areas of wintry mix out towards Gamble, St. Lawrence. We are going to see those temperatures warming into the mid-30s as well. You'll stay on the drier side, but you can see many areas across the state will warm above freezing. So that is a sure sign that spring is ushering in and building back in across the state. Would not be surprised if within the first week or two of May we begin to see green up take shape. As far as that 7-day forecast, we're largely staying on the drier side outside of coastal activity. Daily highs warming into the upper 40s and lower 50s. We may stay in the 40s tomorrow due to that slight increase in cloud coverage. If we stay in the 40s, it'll still be the upper 40s, right around 48 to 49 degrees. But into next week, more sunshine can be expected as well. And you can see those temperatures staying in the low to mid 50s. And we're talking about the possibility that parts of the valley, as we welcome in next week, could warm into the upper 50s. So certainly going to be enjoying some of this springtime warmth. Those overnight lows also staying in the mid to upper 30s. So get outside and enjoy this extension of that sunshine that's going to carry us into the weekend as well. One more live look outside, and you can see that, yes, that sunshine already beginning to break away those cloud covers, and again, we're going to warm back into the 50s. We'll have more on this coming up in the noon show as well as in the evening newscast. For now, have a great Thursday and enjoy the pleasant weather.